The former Speaker of the House, Newt Gingrich, is joining us now from our Washington bureau. Newt, what's your reaction and what should be America's reaction to these developments?
Well, first of all, I think everyone's reaction has to be that this is a tragedy for the families that are directly involved, the families that were hijacked on those airplanes, the flight attendants, the pilots, the people who have died today in the World Trade Center and the people who have died today in the Pentagon. I think all of us have to reach out in our hearts to them. But beyond that, as a nation, this is a 21st century Pearl Harbor. This is a 21st century kind of war. I think we need to refer to it as an act of war. This was not a random event by a random terrorist. This was a systematic, complex operation of military proportions undertaken cleverly by people who have state support and who only survive because they have the support of some states that protect them. And I hope that the American government, the President, and the American people will react to this as an act of war. This will be more casualties, I believe, than Pearl Harbor. It is at least as horrifying as Pearl Harbor, and it deserves a complete and total American response to ensure that it never happens again.
When you mention the number of casualties, Newt, I'm reminded that roughly 55,000 American servicemen died in Vietnam. There could have been almost that many people in the World Trade Center buildings today. Not that all of them necessarily would be casualties, but clearly we are preparing for a catastrophic loss of life.
This is a terrible event, but it will become even more terrible if it isn't the basis of a deliberate, systematic, and total American response. This reminds us that we're all vulnerable. As you heard, people in Chicago are leaving. They're evacuating major buildings. People in Boston are leaving. Here in Washington, I walked past the mall, people leaving. I talked with policemen at the Capitol who have sealed off our national Capitol. We need to recognize we can only be a free society if we are prepared to relentlessly pursue and eliminate those who would engage in this kind of war against civilians and against a peaceful society.